What's going on, traders? In this podcast, we're going to be talking about emotions, some of the emotional things I was dealing with this week trading. I'm going to be showing you some charts too to help kind of, it'll explain it better what I'm talking about. You'll kind of see exactly what I'm talking about by looking at the charts. So it's going to be a visual podcast as well. I plan on releasing a podcast every Wednesday, so stay tuned for that. And so let's get right into it. So today I did take a loss, and it's hard not to get upset when you take a loss. Like everybody probably gets upset. I'm sure the best traders in the world still get upset when they take a loss. Like they're not getting really upset, right? But they're definitely not happy. That's for sure. But I think the most important thing is to journal your trade and to learn from them, right? And that's another thing I want to talk about is journaling your trade. That is extremely important to have a journal in my opinion. I take pictures of all my trades. Like every trade I've taken, I take a picture of it and I have a folder in my computer to just so I can go back and look at that trade, right? Like, and it's happened many times where I'm like, oh, what happened that one time, that one trade? So I think that's extremely important. You should be journaling every trade you take. Today I was wondering something. I'm like, oh, I wonder on these setups if it would have moved 3-1 away instead of only 2-1 if it would have worked out. And today I realized I went back and looked at a couple of my trades, and I realized that wow, yeah, if it does move 3-1 away with these setups, it is a better setup. So that's something that I learned today just from going back into my journal and looking at a couple trades that I had, and I have a picture with my top-down analysis and everything, with text and arrows and pointing to things, just so that I can see my exact thought process for that trade, right? Instead of just you could have a picture of just the trade, right? But I like to have everything mapped out on the chart because with TradingView you can put text on the chart and everything. So I like to utilize that with arrows and text bubbles and all that stuff. So I think that's very important. If you're not journaling your trade, I think you should be. I think it's very important. So yeah, a little rant there about a journal, but whatever. I think it's pretty important. So all right, so I'm gonna show you what exactly I was dealing with. So I took a loss today. Today's Wednesday. I didn't take a trade yesterday or Monday. I had plenty of orders in the market. I had more than I'm gonna be showing you here. So this is one. I forget. I don't even remember which pair this was, but I found a nice. I think this was a 5-minute zone, or maybe it's a 15. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I had a nice top-down analysis here. A lot of profit margin there. I had this nice I'm just gonna call it a 15-minute. I had a nice 15-minute zone that took out supply above and the momentum line coming down. I like the zone. I had an order in here. Never had the pullback, and this thing took off like a rocket even after this, I'm pretty sure. So those suck. Obviously you want the pullback every time, but you're not always going to get it, but that's fine. I just, at least I did the analysis and everything was correct. So if you see this box, this big gray box, this is definitely a higher time frame zone that we were in. So the higher time frame zone that I had mapped out worked perfectly here, as you can see. I was looking for confirmation. I got it. I just never got the pullback, and it's whatever, right? You just gotta look past that. I don't know I think this was on Monday. There was at least a couple times I had the same thing where I just never got a pullback, like at least 2 or 3 times this week so far. This is another one. These really sting a lot. My analysis over here got cut off when I took the picture, but this took out a momentum line, took out demand. I really like this setup. This was my higher time frame zone. It just came and touched it. This is a 5-minute supply zone. Price came down, moved away really nicely. Got the pullback. This is where my order was. Didn't get filled. It sucks. These sting way more than these, right? Like, because this never got the pullback, right? You had a nice zone, whatever. It sucks. This, you got a pullback. Price just never hit your zone. And, those are the worst. I don't know if there's anything worse than that, right? Like, especially when you see it move away, right? Like, and I'm almost positive that this thing dropped even further. Like the profit on this would have been very nice. So, but you know what? It's just whatever. These sting. Like I'm looking at this right now, and I'm not super mad about it. It's whatever. There's always going to be opportunities, but it just sucks, right? But whatever. You just got to move on and look for the next trade, right? So, but yeah, that's those two trades there. There was a couple more examples. I think there's one more example like this and a bunch like this where I just never got the pullback, but the higher time frame zone worked, and that happens, right? When you're looking for confirmation, that happens, right? That's the give and pull, right? For confirmation, you're gonna get less trades, but you're gonna have confirmation, right? Those are the pros and cons, right? So yeah, that's kind of what I was dealing with Monday. This is Monday and Tuesday, right? And then all the other examples I talked about that I don't have pictures of because I never took a picture of them. But so I was trying, and then there was a couple I forgot to mention. There was a couple where the zone was nice. I just hesitated. I didn't place the trade for whatever reason. I don't really remember. I was just hesitating. So there was these I missed. There was a couple of them where the trade worked out beautifully, and I just hesitated to place my order. So I was thinking, like, I woke up today. I had a whole plan from yesterday. I said today, as in today, I'm not gonna hesitate. If I see something, if it fits my criteria, I'm just gonna take it. I'm gonna place the order, whatever. And today I did not hesitate. That's for sure, because I took a trade and it was a loss. And you know what? It wasn't. At the time, I thought it was good, and then I journal all my trades, right? Like I was saying, and I look back and I realized it wasn't. I kind of broke my rules. Like it wasn't that bad, but it definitely wasn't the best trade to be taking. That's for sure. And I think my over, like I said I didn't want to hesitate today, right? And I think I overthought that too much. Like, oh, I don't want to hesitate. So any completely mediocre setup, I'm just gonna take it. And that was a mistake, for sure, for this setup. Because I did place another order, and that basically was like this one. Actually, no, it's kind of like this one. I placed an order. It was a demand zone on the 15, I think on USD JPY. Price came back with a huge wick. Like, picture this as one wick, and it went all the way back up. It wasn't as close as this one, though. It was about this wick. Pretend this wick. This is where I was going to buy. This wick came all the way down to, like, here and went right back up. It basically was this trade, but as if this wick came all the way back down to here. That one sucked too, but whatever. So I wasn't hesitating at all today, but the setup I'm talking about here that I had an order in, that was a very quality setup. The one that I took a loss on, it wasn't the best quality for sure. I probably shouldn't have been taking that trade. I was just overthinking, like, I can't hesitate. I gotta just get my emotions out of it and just place the trade, which is fine. But at the same time, you gotta find that balance, right? And I'm still working on that, and I'm sure a lot of traders are still working on that, where you don't want to hesitate, but you want to make sure it's a quality setup. Like that's trading, right, guys? Like sometimes it's a complete mind. I'm not even gonna say it, but like it just messes with your mind, right? You'll have 2 winners in a row or 3, 4 winners in a row. You have a good week and you want to increase your size, and then the next 2 trades you take a loss on. I'm sure that's happened to people before. That's happened to me before too. It sucks. You just gotta keep grinding it out and moving on. But yeah, that's basically all I have to say for this podcast. I hope this worked. I hope I visualized well what I was talking about. Just that I'm sure you guys deal with that too. These pullbacks, not getting the pullback you wanted, and not really getting just a market that's just not going in your favor. And it sucks to deal with, but you just gotta wake up again the next morning and continue to grind it out, right? So, all right, guys, if you made it this far, let me know in the comments down below. I think that'd be cool to know if people are listening all the way to the end. So, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.